Hi, I'm Zach Sampson. The future of news is a very uncertain topic. Will newspapers exist? Will the internet completely replace them? One particularly interesting subject is Twitter. How will Twitter affect the journalists of the future? To get a little bit of an idea, I talked to some of them. I went to the Suffolk Journal and discussed the topic with some Suffolk journalism students about how they use Twitter personally and how they use it for their newspaper.
Okay, so as a student, journalist, everything, I use Twitter as a source of getting news. I mean, it's easier than just going online and looking for things because you can follow exactly what you want to follow, the kinds of newspapers, the kind of magazines, the kind of influencers, and it's all right there. So for the journal, we use Twitter, obviously, to share all our stories. We'll tweet just like the headline and then the link and hashtag. We'll use it for current news, like, because we can just access it on our phones now, like we can link the journal website, or the journal Twitter account, sorry, and we can just tweet things more on the go if we see something relevant to students or anybody that the Boston area can relate to, because our followers aren't just students. And it's just a quicker, more easy way, because we'll post things on Facebook, but kids aren't on Facebook all the time, and they won't necessarily go to our newspaper's Facebook page to find something every day.
It's a good way to get eyes on your work and develop a fan base. In that regard, I do that a lot because I want to be a sports journalist. So when I write for websites, when I write for the journal, whenever those links go on live, I immediately tweet it out so I can build that fan base. But I also use Twitter, in a social way, as most people do. I'll talk about a lot of pop culture stuff, a lot of TV shows and movies that I watch. I think Twitter is a great way to find out what's going on in the world. Being that I want to become a journalist, like I'll check the New York Times, I'll check Boston.com and things like that to get my news. But at the same time, some things that I find out, whether it's through Suffolk's Twitter account to figure out stories to do for the journal, or things like that, I'll find out through Twitter before I go on to the news sites. And those links on Twitter will direct me to those news sites so I can look at the content. But the first place I saw it was on Twitter.
But I actually don't really like Twitter as far as myself goes, although Twitter is an awesome organizational tool. It's an awesome tool to find, breaking stories. And it's also, social media. Social media is the future of the internet, Web 2.0. It's interactive. It's one huge conversation. And so you can either just add something into the conversation, or you could insert links or places to other sources using that conversation kind of aspect. I mean, Twitter was one of the first ways you could have a notification sent to your phone. But now with smartphones, you get that various different ways to whatever apps you're subscribed to. So, if you're subscribed to ESPN and you have announced that you get Boston Celtics links, then it will just tweet to your phone and you'll get that news right there, the same way that 4 to 5 years ago, you get like a Twitter update to your phone and like a small little text message. So Twitter kind of just paved the way for that. It's still going to exist, obviously, because it's the most social way to do that without, going on to Facebook. And so it's really just, it'll stay around, but it's not doing anything more than we've already seen it do. We've seen it organize protests. We've seen it help journalists figure out where they need to go in dire situations. And it's a tool.
I definitely think Twitter has a huge role. I mean, I know it got founded in 2006. I started using it in 2009. And when I started using it, like, nobody I knew was on it. I was just kind of there. And now everybody I know is using it, especially in bigger cities like Boston. It's just, like, everybody, you'll look at them, they'll be on their phone, they'll be on Twitter, or on the TV, on Twitter, whether they're journalism industry or not.